Yo, what makes Nebraska great? I figured I'd do an intro since I haven't actually done an intro in a long while. So we got the Henry Dorley Zoo. I live there. Uh, Low expectations if you're born here, and we got Runza, and that's about it. So yeah, but also you could. There's a lot of things that are boring here, such as driving and talking to people, but that might just be a me thing. I don't know. I did an intro for once. Isn't that crazy? But seriously though, look at my head. Disgusting. Let's just have the camera be like this today. No, I'm not gonna do that. But that would be funny if I did. So today, well, let's start off with what started it all off. Computer science. I was like, man, this class sucks. Then I realized, oh man, this class still sucks. What the heck is that? Is that a bug bite that I've been picking at? I thought that was a pimple. Okay, whatever. But this class is so boring, and I'm like, wow, I hate this. Hate being bored all the time. And that happened, and super boring class. And then I went and I ate after that with my roommate. Blank. Can't tell you his name, but it is a guy. So yeah, there's that. And we talked about really nothing. Nothing of super interest. If it was super interesting, I would still be talking about it to this very day, which is the same day it happened on. But no, we didn't talk about anything super interesting. And then I had my honors class in which we talked about race and identity and privilege. And I thought this was going to be a bad conversation. But you know what? I appreciate my boldness and not being afraid to talk about race, because a lot of times it can be scary because you're afraid to say something wrong. And I definitely was. But then I was like, well, there's... I can have my... I know somebody who can back me up and say that I'm not, and it'll be valid, but I actually didn't think that. I was just thinking, okay, well, we gotta actually have a good discussion here, and sometimes it can be scary to talk about things, but that means that they need to be talked about. What is happening in my ear? Dude, I feel like my body's decaying faster than it should be. But probably 90% of it is my fault. Also, I had my math class, and we went over the test, and of course, I'm an honor student, so even though I got 100.5%, I was like, well, I still missed questions, so that's bad. And I I asked questions after class why I missed them, and I don't know why, but that class is so boring right now. Maybe it's because I haven't done any math homework in, I don't know. Well, I've probably done math homework in the past 2 weeks, but definitely not in the past, week. I haven't done new math from the book kind of homework. So there's that. And I'm thinking maybe I do the calendar stuff. Oh, and then instead of walking home with a girl that I normally do, I just didn't today because she didn't wait for me. I didn't ask her to wait for me. But I don't even know where she went, actually. I didn't see her at all while I was walking back, and I wasn't there for that long. But that's okay. It's, nothing. Alright, so let's do this today, and then I'll talk about the other topics that I have on here. Actually, let's do this first. Who, what, when, where? I don't know. Oh, wait, this is hockey. We don't need to do it. Unless, nope. That's stupid. We got Dean Smith, Mario Andretti, Bubba Smith, Adrian Dantley, and Luka Doncic. That's gotta be the most recent birthday on here. It's 1999. We got some people that were born and died, and then other people that have been born and then died before that dude was born. Let's see if I can make this. Doncic, I miss. So, we got some topics here today. let's just keep them down here because I think it's important that we look at each other. We gotta maintain high level of eye contact. By that I mean I'm gonna look slightly down instead of looking straight at the camera. So I hung out with. I think I talked about this Friday, but I had plans on Saturday to go with that one girl that I walked back and forth with to my math class, and then that actually ended up happening Friday. Oh, you know what? I didn't even write down on this list, but let's just point this out. Nebraska won a basketball game by a lot, by 23, 90-73, and the Nittany Lions have not allowed over 90 points. Have only allowed over 90 points in the past 12 or 13 seasons to 6 teams at home. And Nebraska just happens to be one of them, and they just also happen to be the worst team in the league for the Big Ten. They are so bad. But anyways, I hung out with that girl on Friday and watched movies with her friends. So it wasn't like a just me and her thing. It was a me, her, 2 girls, another guy, and then 2 other guys. So you can imagine it'd be hard to say or do anything while it's happening. But on the same night, actually, before that happened, people came over and were high, or at least they got high here. And I suggested to play pool with these people, and then they invited other people over to our house, to our room, and I think like they were just taking hits of their dab pen, and then they also, I don't think they drank anything while they were here, but they counted the money in my bank. I'm not going to tell you guys how much I have because I don't want you to steal it. Freaking weirdos. But yeah, there's a bunch of coins in there, so you know they were high if they were trying to do that. It's not fun to count coins. It's only really fun to sort the quarters by which state they are in. That's my personal experience, but your experience could be different. All right. And then I tried watching a Netflix show called Hoops, and I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes rating, and then I thought to myself, 14% doesn't seem like something I should invest my time in, so I didn't. And I thought to myself, I should stop watching this, but then I was like, maybe I should finish this. And then I was like, I should stop watching this, and then I did stop watching it. I got through 1.5 episodes before I realized that it has 14%. I know that other people's opinions shouldn't affect my opinion so much, but the thing is, a lot of the reason I kept watching was like, I hope it's going to get better. But if it did end up getting better, then that probably would have been reflected in the critics' review. Most of the time, that is what happens. For some shows like Neon Genesis Evangelion, they clearly did not watch the last 2 episodes. Otherwise, there's no way in hell it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Just saying. But instead, I started watching American Horror Story. That's it's on my list. I'm not going to tell you which exact number. But what sucks about me and watching TV shows is that I watch them almost always right before I go to bed, and sometimes I stay up watching them. And having that show might like counteract how much I either A, sleep, or B, watch that TV show before bed, and C, I guess, at all. So there's that. And the show is very, like, it's whatever. You can take it or leave it. At least right now. But that has that one guy who plays Quicksilver in WandaVision and Quicksilver in the X-Men. And he's one of the main characters, so that's kind of cool. Oh, and then I put on here, programming and coding is really difficult. It is so difficult, I had to go in for office hours, and this is only our 3rd assignment, and we're not even halfway through the semester yet. I don't know when we're going to be halfway through. Could be forever in ever and ever and ever. But yeah, I just put on there it was hard, so that way you guys know that my life isn't all great. Sometimes I have to do coding, and sometimes my life is difficult because the coding is difficult. But other than that, I have a roof over my head, food, and parents. So life is pretty hard, you know. I also deleted Snapchat because I realized was like on there constantly asking people to do stuff, and then I was like, maybe that's not a good idea because then people won't actually want to do stuff with you. Because if you're constantly asking, constantly being like, oh, blah, 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 too available, it's not that interesting anymore. And I think that kind of sucks that that's the way it is, but I would do the same thing that they're doing to me if people are asking me to hang out all the time. It's just because I get so bored, and especially since I beat that Pokemon game, I really don't have that much. But now I actually beat another game called Sky Children of Light. I didn't even put that on the list. But that game is free on mobile, and I would recommend anybody play that because it's really interesting, and it's not particularly difficult either. So it's also very relaxing, and that I value that highly in mobile games. And I played it on the Nintendo Switch, but you can play it anywhere as long as you have a mobile device. I don't know if you can play it on Steam, so sucks to suck if you only have a computer and Steam for some reason. I think that's gonna do it for today's video, and we'll see if my life gets more interesting tomorrow. Outro.